Question 6 says, members of a family use the same laptop computer. Each family member has their own password. To be valid, a password must comply with the following rules. Right, so first, well, at least two lowercase alphabetic characters, at least two uppercase alphabetic characters, at least 3 numeric characters, and alphanumeric characters only. Right, a function validate password is needed to check that a given password follows these rules. This function takes a string pass as a parameter and returns a Boolean value, true if it's valid, right, false otherwise. And then we just want to write this. Right, so I think the easiest way to do this is, well, we can just use a case statement, because with case, well, we can either do something like this where we have like 1, 2, 3, so we can have multiple multiple values that we're checking. I mean, this is like in the case condition, right? Or we can do something like this where we have a range, so we can go let's say A to Z, right? And I mean, of course, we can also have individual values like this. Right, so in this case, I mean, I think here we can just use a range, because, well, lowercase, of course, we just use, well, small a to small z, right, uppercase, big A to big Z, right, 3 numeric, well, we just go, 0 to 9, and then this alphanumeric characters only, well, then we can just have an otherwise, and, I mean, otherwise, well, this means it's not a, it's not a letter, it's not a number, right, so then we just return false. Now, you could do this with if statements, but I think if statements is going to be much more confusing. Because you would probably need like multiple conditions in the same if statement. It's just going to be much more complex. Right, so if we go ahead and try and create this, let's go validate password. Right, this takes pass as a parameter, and then let's think, well, let's just go returns Boolean. Right, now if we think about the variables we need, I mean, basically we'll just need some counts. So let's go, lower count. Right, let's maybe go upper count, and let's say maybe digit count or number count. Right, and then also we're going to be looping through the string character by character, so we will need to store the current character. So let's just make another variable, right? Call it current char, and this will be of type char. Now these current, these count count variables, like we're just going to be incrementing them. So when we increment them, we will need to actually give them the initial 0 value, right? So let's just initialize all of these with 0. Okay, that should be fine, and then we just want to loop through. So in order to loop through a string, well, let's just have a for loop. I mean, let's call it maybe index, and then we'll just go 1, and this will be to the length of pass. Okay, and then hopefully you know how to do this, but to get the current character, well, here is where we just use mid. Right, then if we go pass, and here we take index, so index is the starting position, and the number of characters we want to get is just 1. Right, and then I mean, now we can just have the case statement. So if we go, well, case of, and then current character, I'm just going to have end case as well. Right, so the first condition then, let's just go sort of small letters. Or lowercase, and then this will be, well, lower count, and then just lower count plus 1. Alright, and then to be honest, I'm just going to copy this because it's, I mean, well, basically the same thing. Okay, so here then we've got, well, right, lowercase, uppercase, and digits. Right, then the other condition, well, just otherwise. And here what we want to do, well, let's just go return false. Because remember, like, as soon as we see, a character that's not alphanumeric, then we can just return false. Right, and I think, well, then let's just go next index. So this should loop through the entire string, count all of the kind of valid, all of the valid characters. And then at the end, we just want an if statement. And I mean, technically, we actually don't need an if statement. We could just return, we could just return this Boolean expression. But I mean, let's have an if statement because, well, we want to check, right, at least 2 lowercase, 2 uppercase, and 3 numeric. So let's go here. We want to say, right, if lower count is greater than or equal to 2, Right, and then because these all have to be true, let's go and. So yeah, and upper count is greater than or equal to 2. Alright, and then and the digit count is greater than or equal to 3. And then if this is true, well then let's just return true. Right, and then what else? Let's just return false. Alright, and if we go here, let's just go end function. And then, right, I mean, let's just try this. So let's go output. And I mean, let's think of something that's valid. Let's just go maybe, I don't know, A, B, right, C, D, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, so this is valid. Right, I mean, let's try something like an exclamation mark. You know, it should say invalid. Yeah, okay, this is false. And then, I mean, let's try if here we only have, right, one uppercase letter. Yeah, this is also false. Alright, and I mean, what I was saying is, like, technically we don't even need this if statement. We could actually just do this. So yeah, let me just replace that. Hang on. Alright, and then yeah, I'm just going to delete all this. Because, I mean, basically you think, well, this whole thing will just, you know, evaluate to a Boolean value. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, this should just be identical, right? If we just run it again, yeah, we see it's false. And then, I don't know, let's try just with, I mean, I don't know, yeah, let's go E or something. And yeah, here we see it's true again. Alright guys, so I mean, hopefully this one makes sense. You know, with the case statement, I think it's not too difficult. If you were doing it with if statements, you know, that would be kind of, yeah, I would say, you know, quite a bit more difficult. I mean, that's why it's good to actually think about the question before you attempt it. You know, just think, well, what's the advantage of doing it one way, right? What's the advantage of doing it another way? And then, yeah, choose the sort of maybe solution that seems the most sensible. Alright, but if this video was helpful, well then see you in the next video.